Alright, we're back. And there it is, our Lionel Vision Line Big Boy number 4014 on the tracks and ready to roll. We're going to do a quick little description of it, kind of point out some of the highlights of it. And then my son Caleb is going to start it up so we can hear the sounds, go over some of its features, and then we're going to take it for a spin around the layout. So here we go, and we're going to go ahead and start it off with the front, the details on the front pilot. First and foremost, you got the pilot deck, which is really nicely detailed. You have the cow catcher up front that has this scale coupler that can be opened or closed depending on your preference. It also comes with a dummy coupler that can be put in instead of the scale coupler, so you can double head engines. You have this the front area that has the UP logo. It has the headlight, the lighted number board on the sides of the headlight. We have the smoke box door open right there, so you can probably don't really see. It is detailed inside there. I know it's kind of dark, and I didn't bring a flashlight down here, so just you have to take my word for it. It is detailed. You have the smoke box doors just held closed by a magnet. You have your brass bell, very nicely done. The lighted number boards on the top here. You have marker lights. Coming around to the side, you have the handrails, the radiator detail. You have air pumps and what have you in here. The big steam chest, scale pilot wheels. You have the dual smokestacks, add-on details, piping details. You have the whistle, which is a separate add-on piece. It's held on there by a magnet, and you remove that. That's where you put your smoke fluid in for the whistle. And each smoke stack has its own smoke system, so you have to add fluid to each one of them because they're independent of one another. You have the throttle linkage, which goes all the way down the boiler into the cab, which is very nice. It's added on. You have front sand dome here, very nicely done. Your steam dome, your pop-off valves, painted valve, second sand dome, which is removable, and underneath you have the controls, your run program control, your Odyssey on-off switch, your main smoke unit, your whistle smoke, the controls, and also the steam blowdown effect on-off switch. And you also have the volume control button for the sound system that's in the boiler. This engine has both a speaker in the boiler and also dual speakers in the tender. It gives you a stereo sound effect, which if you've not heard one of these in person, man, they sound amazing. I've seen other videos on it, and yeah, it sounds good, but when you hear it actually live in person, it's unbelievable. No, it has sound like no other model train I've ever heard ever. It's really nice. It's amazing. So then you go to the cab area. You have this opening roof hatch, opens and closes. This is nice. On the cab you have a 4014 number. You have classification markings on the cab. little UP here. The windows open and close. Let's see if I can get them. They do. They open and close. They're like 3 windows. Let's see here. I need a little better pointer. There they go. You go like that on both sides. And you can just close and open them back up like that. You have a really nicely detailed trailing truck. Actually has SKF on them, which is the brand, which is really cool that that's on there. A lot of add-on details. You have your 2 wheels to dump the ash pan. All this add-on detail here and underneath your walking boards. Your valve gear is amazing. This looks so amazing running. It's got a lot going on. It's really entertaining to watch. It's cool. Got a lot of add-on details and cast-in details in the boiler. There's lights that turn on. Here's one when the engine starts up and is at idle. And then there's another one right here. Yeah, right there. There's like a lot of detailing back here. Not really sure how much you can see in the lighting and in the video, but it is really detailed. The small firebox is really nice. A lot of rivet detail, add-on details, and you also have the area where the smoke comes from for the steam blowdown effect, which is also really cool on this engine. And I think I forgot to say, when I had this second sand dome open, the port to fill the smoke for the smoke fluid for that smoke unit is underneath there. And that's how you do that. That's separate from the other 3 up front. This engine has 4 smoke units. It's a heck of a piece. And then you come to the tender, and one of the coolest features I've ever seen is this depleting coal load. And what this does is, as the engine runs around, this, although it looks like real coal, I'm not sure how in the heck they get it to look so real. It goes down, it's rubber, and it, as the engine goes, it depletes as if it's using the coal. And it pulls down realistically just like a real steam engine would. And as it gets down real low, you can then fill it up, and it makes the sounds as if coal is being loaded back in, and it raises back up, and it looks like it's actually filling up. In a minute we'll show you that feature too. It's really amazing, really cool. We love it. I think it's awesome. And then the back of the cab, real quick, you have these curtains, these simulated curtains, and you have a curtain rod at the top on the back there, and you have a really detailed inside of the cab. It's got diamond plate on the floor, textured plate. The seats that the engineer and the fireman sit in are just like they just miniaturized the real ones and put them in. It's amazing. It's really amazing, the level of detail on this engine. And then to finish out the tender, you have really detailed trucks. They look amazing, and they have Timken on them, which is the bearing company, which is really impressive to get to that. And you have placard here, you got another one here that are readable. The detail is crazy. All the rivet details on the shell. You have separately applied piping here at the bottom. You have a ladder. You got handrails here at the top, along the top. You have the water hatches, which all three of them do open. The rear one is the master volume for the sound system that's in the tender. You have the second one, or the middle one, which is the coal load, which you can turn that on and off. And then the very closest one to the coal load is just blank. It just opens and closes. There's nothing there. In the back, you got your backup light. You have this red emergency light, and then you have these two classification lights, or lanterns. You have the UP 4014 on the back, and then you have some more. Anyhow, it's really cool, and we've shown you all the details of it. I'm gonna have my son Caleb. You wanna say hi?
Hi.
I'm gonna have him start the engine up, and we're gonna go over some of its features and sounds, and then we're gonna have him. He's gonna run it around the layout once. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
All right, let's do it then. So you wanna start it up, Caleb?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you gotta hit engine. All right. Ready? Go ahead and start it up.
So first I'm gonna start. First I'm gonna start with the whistle.
All right. You said you want to start the whistle.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna let it warm up a minute. Let the smoke units warm up. I see it starting to come out of the stack. There you go. Let it blow down. There you go. Alright. You want to start with the whistle?
Yep.
Right here. Love that whistle. Alright. How about the bell? Cool. Alright. Good job. Alright. Now, let's see. You want to do the steam blowdown?
Yeah.
Cool. You can do it again? I like that. That's pretty cool. Alright. Now, how about we show them the coal load going down? Show you here with this how far down that's how far down it goes. And now we're gonna fill it up. Press the R button. full load. And it's ready to roll. Alright. Well, I think one last thing to show, Caleb, is the slipping wheel effect. We'll do that. And then we'll get her going.
This is UP 4014. Am I cleared to the outbound? Over. Yes, 4014. You may proceed. Over. Acknowledged. I've got clear boards. 4014 out.
Alright, ready, Caleb?
Yeah.
Alright, so you got that. I'll go ahead and let that go. Push it up. That's pretty cool. It simulates the sound of taking off with a heavy consist, and it sounds like the drive wheels slip a little bit. Pretty cool little added touch. And I'm going to take it around the layout. You can see it really